Hello again. This is part 2 of looking at some different items and devices and helpful things for strengthening mobility and at-home therapy helps that we've collected and enjoyed over the years to be able to use. In the video right before this, I gave my just intro announcement. Please use common sense. I'm not selling any of these. I'm not getting benefits from these, and not advocating for awareness of creative options, not for this one will always help everybody, period. Nothing so general. Each of us is very unique, specific bodies that change on a daily basis, and knowing how your body functions well, what your baselines are, all of these things should definitely be taken into consideration before trying and incorporating anything into your life. And not just from me, but especially from your other therapists and different doctor recommendations. Anyone in the professional world who's advising or consulting has a kind of a set list of things they generally know help. Like drink more water. We all kind of basically understand now that will help. But there are so many options that some of those lists cannot be very nuanced. They don't know, they haven't been in your body or felt like what your body can do. And so, even from a professional with lots of training, no one has done all the research under the sun and tried every single possible little thing and then is now offering you the best option. They're offering you what they know. We don't know what we don't know. So always be careful and check and pay attention to how your body responds to both a device or tool that anybody recommends or tries to use, or maybe how you're using it. Like in the last video, I was showing off we've got these fun circular bands for different arm tools, and I was mentioning that eventually you want to get to where you could do this sitting or standing because the stability is there. But if you don't have that, you need to lay flat on the floor. Same exercise could be wonderful. It could cause you pain if you do it here because of the alignment of your spine, but you'll be fine if you did it on the floor. So really break things down into much smaller blocks, whatever anybody recommends or does. So I couldn't carry out the first one for you, but the first thing that I love that was both added therapy and also just wonderful for sleep is my weighted blanket. I got a lighter weight than is typically recommended for adults because it was heavy, and it's about full length on my body. I think it's 10 to 12 pounds total, spread out across, not the 14 to 16 pound weight. Little difference. When I first got it, I started it with just the lower half of my body, so my arms weren't lifting. I could just gently arrange it over the lower half of my body to help with twisting and rolling and turning, and leave it there. Feet out so it wasn't bending my feet, and it was heavy. It hurt. Some days I realized I couldn't use it every night and would have to sleep with it for a day and then take a couple days off and then go back to it. But after 3 or 4 months, I found that I could use the whole thing, and I really liked having it up around my body and shoulders. And then a few months after that, I just started noticing how easy it was getting to lift. And think about every time you're getting into bed and getting under it, and every time you're getting out of it, you've had a little exercise. Which I also mentioned in the last video, that little things like that, we don't need to go pound it in the gym and do as much effort and efforting into stability as other people do. Maybe they'd be better off doing things the way we have to. Also, your body's incredible, and when it can tone muscle and use it well, it's not being unduly strained and used improperly, we can be very strong just from feeling set and being in alignment. So Yeah, the weighted blanket was great for that. And I also got some smaller ones. We saved up a few months later and got some smaller ones for our kids. And big breakthroughs helps with their sleep and processing through the night. Noticed that quite a bit. The other thing I use for sleep is I discovered one of these. It's called a Nod Pod. And I don't like to mention brands because I'm not promoting any, but there's not that many of these out there that do this. This side is polyester. I can't have that on my face. This side is cotton, and I can. And the pockets just rest over your eyes. Whether you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper, I haven't gotten to use it anywhere else, but it also has this very small hole where you can pull it through and it will actually like hold on to your eyes. Now, here's something else you can do with this. Therapy for our necks. Very complicated process. CCI is complicated, but we do tend to brace rather than move. And when they put the braces on, it restricts movement. This can be great. I'll come back to that, but it restricts movement. So something I found I could do with this is if you put it on top of the head like a little crown, it's not really heavy. Objectively speaking. Subjectively, the weight on the neck, because we're not used to this. Before my tethered cord surgery, you could not press the top of my head. I would have passed out. Okay? So I do, again, please be wise. I am not advocating this for anybody else in context. But one of the therapy techniques, instead of bracing, pushing your head into something, pushing it back, those are all bracing. Your neck muscles are not made to do that. They're made to move. And one of the very little things you can do, maybe you don't start, maybe just put like gloves on your head, but it's round and circular, is I can wear it kind of like a crown and just walk around with it for a couple minutes. And then that natural walking movement of my neck with a very mild, even weight rehabilitated my neck after the tethered cord release surgery, doing things like that. And I can now do this more often for strengthening, along with some of my Bones for Life processes with Feldenkrais. It realigns the spine. In natural ways, and then we can do this. They actually have a process where you kind of make a crown. It's a bit heavier than this, but that straight down weight with gravity while you're able to move rehabilitates the muscles the way they were meant to move. And so it was much more successful. If I do that for a few minutes with some of my other upper body motion things each week, it helps me be able to keep driving. It keeps the strength up. Okay. Gloves. Cotton. I couldn't afford ring braces. I didn't know about ring braces and had arthritis for forever, so I'm just a diehard. These are the simplest thing in the world to have, but I love my compression gloves. And the slight resistance in the fingers became therapeutic. Wearing compression through your day is another option. The fabrics can be irritating, especially with time, but for my kid, like the kids will wear these as part of the at-home therapy. I ran it by the doctor and the physical therapist, just curious as well. It's for my own background and stuff, but just wearing the compression, because it restricts movement. It provides feedback here and also provides feedback this way, the way the muscles and ligaments should. So you're not only retraining your brain's connection through the fascia and the networks into the muscle movement, but you're strengthening the muscles and the tendons with mild passive resistance rather than weight load-bearing exercises that can't support, that those tissues can't support. I am very, very much a fan of these for anyone who's on a budget. Another brand, it's called Sparthos. There's a ton of support brands out there. These are really affordable and they last forever. I haven't had to buy new ones over and over again. For myself or the kids, I've had the same ones for going on 4 years and they look brand new. They have elbows, they have knees, they have ankles, and a nice wrist guard that was comfortable enough to sleep in. So I love those. Okay, last one on my, I think this is my last one. Ice bags. Real old-fashioned ice bags, waterproof. My lid's missing for this one. I think I left it in the bin. But I got these for surgery lately and I will never go back. They're cute and they get cold enough to go on the skin and not be awkward or dangerous. So they get cold enough to help with pain and to help with swelling, but I can fill one up and hand it to one of the kids and let them use it on sore joints and things, and it's not going to damage their skin or get so cold that that it hurts them. So I love me some ice bags. What do you use? Comment below in the video, what do you use for your at-home physical therapy helps, pain? Let's share.